For years, the name Oumuamua has been whispered in scientific circles with a surprising mix of excitement and fear. First spotted in 2017, this interstellar object baffled astronomers with its speed, shape, and, most importantly, its origin. Unlike anything ever recorded in our solar system, Oumuamua did not behave like a natural comet or asteroid. It did not follow the rules. It accelerated as it left the system, had no visible tail, and rotated in a way that shattered everything we thought we knew about space debris. But just as quickly as it appeared, it disappeared, leaving behind a storm of theories, from an icy interstellar rock to an alien probe. And now, after years of silence, the impossible has happened. NASA has confirmed that Oumuamua transmitted a signal so unexpected and inexplicable that scientists around the world are frozen in disbelief. What could this message mean? Where did it come from? And most importantly, who or what sent it? Tonight, we'll reveal everything we know about Oumuamua's final transmission and why it could change the future of humanity forever. When astronomers at the Pan-STARRS Observatory in Hawaii first spotted Oumuamua hurtling across the sky, they weren't prepared for what they found. It was moving much faster than any known comet, and not in an elliptical orbit like other objects bound to our sun. Instead, it crossed the solar system on a hyperbolic trajectory, indicating that it had come from far away and would never return. But it wasn't just the speed. Oumuamua's shape was unlike anything seen before. Long and thin, like a cigar, or perhaps flat, like a pancake. Depending on the model, it rotated chaotically, causing its brightness to fluctuate wildly. No known asteroid or comet possessed such a combination of speed, shape, and motion. From the outset, Oumuamua refused to behave like a natural object. Even stranger was that as it left the solar system, it appeared to accelerate, a feat impossible without a tail or an engine. The absence of any visible emissions made the object a cosmic paradox that has now returned to frighten us again. After Oumuamua moved beyond the reach of our telescopes, most people decided that the mystery had been solved. Scientists published their theories, discussed them in journals, and the public gradually forgot about it. But in secret observatories and among silent researchers at NASA and ESA, monitoring continued quietly. Radio telescopes were occasionally tuned to the coordinates where Oumuamua should now be, billions of kilometers away, and almost always nothing came back. Until one day, it did. Just a few days ago, a strange pulse was detected coming from the depths of space at a frequency not used by any man-made spacecraft. The signal was weak but distinct. An artificial pattern of repeating tones followed by a complex sequence that defied natural explanation. Engineers ruled out interference. There were no satellites in the area. And the direction of the source? Exactly where Oumuamua would have been if it had continued on its path. It seemed that after years of silence, the object had suddenly turned, or at least turned its attention to us. Whatever sent the signal wasn't just drifting. It was listening, and now it had spoken. After confirmation, the signal was immediately encrypted, duplicated, and transmitted to a select team of cryptographers, astrophysicists, and linguists working under the most secret NASA protocols. What they found was beyond belief. The transmission was not just a series of pulses, it contained embedded data, a coded structure that reflected patterns found in both mathematics and biology. Some segments resembled sequences of prime numbers, others resembled waveforms observed in brain activity. Even more disturbing were brief modulations that matched images from the Golden Record, a message humanity sent into space on Voyager decades ago. This was no accident. It was intentional. And those who sent it seemed not only to understand human mathematics, but also to reflect our own attempts at communication. As they continued to decode the signal, researchers noticed shifts that coincided with Oumuamua's rotational pattern, as if the object itself were a transmitter spinning at a precise rhythm to encode its message through space and time. A chilling realization spread through the team. Oumuamua was not just a rock. It could be a beacon, or worse, a scout. When the signal leaked to certain circles, the debate erupted like a wildfire. Some experts cautioned against overly optimistic interpretations of the data, pointing to pareidolia and bias. Others insisted that the evidence was irrefutable. Nature does not send signals that are mathematically encoded and resemble brainwaves and digital patterns. The implications were staggering. If Oumuamua was a probe or part of something larger, humanity had just received a message from beyond the stars. But that message might not be a greeting. Some believe that the object's acceleration could have been a reaction, an evasive maneuver. Others warn that the timing of the signal, years after its departure, suggests that we were first observed and then judged. And now, finally, we have been acknowledged. The scientific community stands on the brink of an abyss, unsure whether to call this a moment of contact or a prelude to something much more uncertain. After the transmission was decoded, a new theory emerged that casts doubt on everything we thought we knew about Oumuamua. It suggests that the object was never meant to be seen. Some researchers believe that its chaotic rotation and irregular acceleration may have served a higher purpose: camouflage. Imagine an interstellar drone programmed to slip unnoticed through alien systems, observing planets, atmospheres, radio signals, and even technological infrastructure. When it confirms the presence of intelligent life, it retreats, transmits data, and disappears. This hypothesis, while frightening, is consistent with the timing and behavior of the object. It also explains the signal delay. We weren't supposed to know it was there until it was gone. Among the most disturbing findings in the transmission was a distinct pattern, a distorted but clearly intentional echo of NASA's famous 1977 Golden Record. Deep within the signal was a distorted imitation of the "Hello from the Children of Earth" recording, played at a lower frequency and altered rhythm, as if passed through an alien filter. Sound engineers restored the clip and compared it to the original. The similarity was undeniable. But even more disturbing was that the response was not a simple reproduction. It was a response. The message contained a sequence of tones corresponding to the structure of the original recording, but rearranged and supplemented with additional pulses. Could Oumuamua have intercepted the Voyager signal? Or, even more dramatically, had someone else, somewhere else, already done so? If this signal was a response, the implications were staggering. We weren't just being watched, we had been answered. As the world began to grasp the scale of the signal, a separate discovery brought the tension to a fever pitch. The IRIS and JWST arrays detected a faint infrared trail moving in a mirror image of Oumuamua's trajectory. The object, still unidentified, appears smaller and faster, and although data is scarce, some suspect a connection. If Oumuamua was a scout, this could be an observer or a return system. Others suggest it is a relay or secondary beacon. Whatever it is following its planned course and emitting no visible light, only faint heat. Its sudden appearance, coinciding with the transmission, has fueled even more speculation that we are at the center of a cosmic event far more complex than we had imagined. This is no longer just about Oumuamua. This may be just the beginning of a much greater network that is now beginning to unfold. While the public and the media rush to catch up with these revelations, major government agencies have taken a radically different position. Silence. Sources at NASA and ESA have reported that research data and communications have been immediately blocked. Several astrophysicists involved in the project have suddenly gone silent. Their public profiles have been deleted, and their social media activity has been frozen. Freedom of information requests are being returned with vague answers or outright refusals on national security grounds. Perhaps most telling is that recent telescope data has disappeared from public databases or been replaced with generic placeholders. It is as if the institutions tasked with investigating the unknown have now been ordered to hide it. When analysts dug deeper into the encrypted data, a special set of numbers caught their attention. At first glance, it looked like meaningless digital noise, but recognition algorithms revealed an incredible picture: a set of space coordinates. These coordinates pointed to a specific region in the outer solar system that had previously been considered empty. Even stranger, this location perfectly matched the gap in the data from Voyager and New Horizons, as if a blind spot had been created or simply overlooked. Speculation is rife. Is this a meeting place, a dormant station, or something more sinister? Among the last elements of the data stream was a mathematical structure that leading cryptographers described as a self-referential simple matrix, a pattern that is only possible with advanced algorithmic design. This cipher is evolving. Each attempt to decipher it reveals a new layer, reflecting the recursive logic found in AI and quantum computing. Some scientists believe that this is a test intended for a civilization capable of recognizing its architecture. Others fear that it is a warning, a kind of encrypted red flag that we should not have opened without consequences. Oumuamua entered our system silently, slipped by like a ghost, and left us a message that no one can fully understand yet. Its final transmission is not just a mysterious farewell. It seems like a mirror held up to humanity, challenging our understanding of reality, reason, and our purpose in the cosmos. The coordinates, the code, the unnatural trajectory, everything points to one frightening truth. This was not a rock flying through space. It was a probe, a scout, a messenger. And now that message has been heard. But the big question is, was it meant for us? Or did we just overhear a conversation between far greater minds? Because if the Oumuamua signal isn't the end of the story, then perhaps it was the beginning of contact or conflict. And now the world isn't waiting for another signal, but for a response. So what do you think is behind the Oumuamua transmission? Was it a beacon, a warning, or an invitation? Write your thoughts in the comments, because this mystery is just beginning. And if you want to be the first to know about the next cosmic revelation, subscribe, click the bell, and join us to delve deeper into the mysteries of the universe.